Hey there folks, this is Joey DeAngelis with the Season 4 premiere of Silent Film Saturday, episode number 55. This week I shall be discussing the 1922 Alan Dwan film Robin Hood, starring Douglas Fairbanks Sr. as the titular character. Story deals with, obviously, Robin Hood, who's basically trying to save the day from Prince John with his merry men in Sherwood Forest. Let's take a look at this package. This is from Kino. It's a single disc DVD edition, the halfway decent cover. Then this back, and then the bonus features include a rare series of outtake footage. Will Rogers parodies Robin Hood, excerpt from the 1923 short Big Moments from the Little Pictures, and this was remastered from an archival 35mm negative. And this also includes the original 1922 score by Victor Schutzinger, which is interesting. Alan Dwan, you may remember, directed The Iron Mask, which is the sequel to The Three Musketeers, and served as Fairbanks' farewell to the silent film era. And I believe that's a better film than this one. This film, I'm not too fond of. For one, the film is a little over 2 hours, and for a silent film, you have to warrant your running time. This one doesn't. The story kind of starts out with like these images of these ruined castles, which is really beautiful stuff, and then it fades into like these beautiful matte paintings of castles. And you get a lot of beautiful production design out of the costumes and these gorgeous sets. There's this one shot in the film it's so beautiful where it's just the dining hall. You see like the arches, the indoor like arches and such, and you have it's like such like the foreground, the midground, and the background with like the smoke in the background and the tables. It's beautiful stuff. And Fairbanks is fine in the film as Robin Hood. You know, he gives his usual charismatic, energetic performance. There's not much else to say about the rest of the cast, though. It's just kind of dull. Sam DeGrasse plays Prince John, and he's just your typical villain. You know, you have the Sheriff of Nottingham and Sir Guy of Gisborne, who aren't really that interesting. They aren't really that interesting of characters, unlike the 1938 version of Robin Hood, where a lot of the characters are a lot more fun to watch. And that's probably why I don't like this film so much, is because it's just... After watching the 1938 film, The Adventures of Robin Hood, it's like, what's the point of watching this? It's not as good, in my opinion. There's obviously some differences. Fairbanks in the film as Robin Hood starts out as the second in command of Richard the Lionhearted's crusades. This character is played by Wallace Beery, who would win an Oscar, I believe for, was it The Champ? I forgot the film. But it was a tie between him and Frederick March for Jekyll and Hyde. One of those really rare Oscar ties. Anyhow, another interesting fact about this film is that Alan Hale, who plays Little John in this film, also played Little John in The Adventures of Robin Hood, and played Little John in Rogues of Sherwood Forest. Just an interesting little fact about an actor who played a character multiple times in different films. So that's about all I really have to say. There's not much to be had with this film. The action set pieces are fine. Like when Douglas Fairbanks is like running away from Prince John's forces. That's a lot of fun to watch. You know, especially when he goes down the giant curtain, the giant whatever that is, a giant like curtain-looking thing, which is apparently was a really interesting stunt to pull off. He's shooting like the arrows. Another set I really like to mention is the Sherwood Forest set. It's like a weird like cave looking thing. You got like the waterfall going on. It's a really nice looking set, and this also has a lot of people in it. There's like all these scenes where you have a lot of men fighting. Not a lot of scenes, but there's some scenes like specifically towards the end of the film, and that's where it really gets it. Like the second half is a little better in terms of action, but I really like overall the main aspect of this film that I like is the production value. If you want a better Douglas Fairbanks film, I suggest you watch The Thief of Baghdad, Black Pirate, or perhaps The Iron Mask. This is an okay movie. It's not great, it's not exceptional in my opinion, but it's worthy enough to give it a watch. Next time on Silent Film Saturday, since we're going to a bi-weekly format, I shall discuss Cecil B. DeMille's The Ten Commandments on April 5th. Mark that in your calendars, folks. April 5th will be the 56th episode of Silent Film Saturday. The Ten Commandments. See you guys in 2 weeks.